One. Welcome back to the Demguyspodcast. He's that guy muheez. I'm this guy Raheem. We are them guys. How you doing, muheez?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. How about you, bro?
Blessed. You know what I mean? Just glad to be back in it. I like this. I like camera. I like
new setup. You see, like,
yeah. We're kind of nomads as far as podcasts go.
In it, bro. We've been moving, bro. Like we've been humming like locate, bro. If you exclude the Zoom ones,
almost every other bit.
We got Mary's thing. We got the hair, another room.
Yeah.
What's it?
Downstairs, but we didn't post that vid.
Oh yeah, that was a mess for. So yeah, like,
in there, but we didn't post that vid.
No commentals, man. Oh, nah. It's on what do you call it? It's on Spotify. Go check that out.
Oh yeah, which one? The Niger one.
Queen Hate Draw. No,
Oh, Queen Hates Draw. Yeah,
That's
she
what
does. Because I still don't understand why I have people that want to draw.
Alright. Anywho, alright. The topic for today, obviously, we like to do questions on ours, and a particular friend of ours was asking us this: whether we believe in love. If we believe love is real and is love, you can find love in Manchester.
Can you find love in Manchester specifically? Well, I don't know about.
But question: do you believe in love?
Let me tell you this, yeah. So, obviously, you heard of How I Met Your Mother, yeah? Honestly, Netflix, you don't need to pay me for this promo, but just don't charge me for next month.
E4 for the OGs, man.
Alright, cool.
Netflix.
But listen, yeah, get on to How I Met Your Mother. Watch that show. Ted Mosby's looking for the love of his life, yeah. And for me now, if I don't have what Ted Mosby and the mother have, yeah.
No, but she died.
Yeah, well, obviously don't die, but with that relationship before that relationship before the
well, 9 seasons, 7, bro.
9 seasons, and I watched it again.
You found her off just for her to die.
Yeah, but obviously I'm saying when they were together before she died, he was the happiest he's ever been in his life.
Nah, but he was more happy with Robin, and he eventually got with Robin eventually.
No, if she didn't die, he wouldn't have gone to Robin.
Nah, Robin was the one. Like the mother was just like a side character. Like she wasn't. It was Robin. Like the whole thing was like it was gonna make like you guys may not know. So we'll get back to it.
Point aside, that I do believe in love. I do believe there's gonna be somebody that just like. You know what I mean? Your whole world is on a different level when you're with that person.
Like, I definitely believe in love, but I feel like a lot of people may not actually love each other. Like, do you believe in like false love?
Yeah, no, I believe if you spend enough time with a person, you will love that person.
Like, it may not be as
straight away. Yeah.
Like as such a fantasy as you'd think, where it's like, look, guys. She's at the end of the room, the music stopped. No one else, them ones, every other person in the room disappeared. African American movie, yo. Just breathe. Alright, so like, as I said before, I know English in a minute. You must got braces too, but anyway, yeah, man. So I think like a lot of people have eventually learned to love that. Like, let's say for example, you may love this girl. No, she may love you, but you may not love her straight away. But you like her, and you're willing to see what happens. And then through time, and through good moments and bad moments, you realize you love this girl.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people. One thing I want to talk about is like relationships then and compared to relationships now.
I want to talk on X later on, but continue.
True, yeah. But like, for example, like our parents. For those who have both parents, like from God, like. Let's say that still together. I feel like their generation has way more resistance compared to new families. Like I feel like them, they can have like a big argument and get over it.
In certain cultures.
Okay, I'll say culture, but let's say in our culture, I feel like our parents are more like back then. They were more likely to like.
Because it's frowned upon. Do you know what I mean?
Like divorce is like a no.
Like why would you do that? That's an embarrassment. Like.
But in our generation now. One argument or something that's like minor, like one raising their voice to like, nah.
Trust me.
What? Yeah, I'm gonna film this.
That's why I don't like.
That's why I'm worried because I feel like it's not realistic to think that you're not gonna argue or you feel like I can't. That's why, cause like you could have one argument and then she just says, nah, I don't want to do. You know what? We're like, bro.
Then you didn't. No, simply put, you didn't like me because I'm an argumentative person. I like to argue.
The least argumentative person, if you're with somebody else, you will differ in some sort of way. You put a better over them all the time. You know what I mean? And even to that extent, you still find a way where it'll be like, this is too much for me. Like, I feel like nowadays it's so like you hear about divorces all the time. Like it's normal to my baby mom or he's going to his dad's or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I feel like especially in the UK, I know that's like it's a culture. Like it's so normal.
Like baby mom.
Oh yeah, I'm going to my dad's. Like, you know, like I feel like parents need to, or like as a generation as well, we need to do more to stay to each other. Like obviously, if it's certain like domestic
certain situations and scenarios are understandable.
But obviously, devil's advocate, that's subjective to like what you think is too much. Like what I think is too much is different to what you think is too much. But I feel like the general consensus was like, so if you guys are arguing, let's just a bit more than often. If you feel like it's really bad, get counseling. Like don't let it be.
Try. I want you to have tried everything first. Do you know what I mean?
Because if you're not trying, then you're not.
It wasn't worth it.
And especially when it's like your relationship. Because when you have your kid, your relationship is beyond you.
Yeah.
So it's like, this evening, go don't talk about Krypton and Sasha.
Oh yeah. I don't know much about their scenario, but I know they're still amicable.
No, but they're
and things like that. Yeah.
You see people like on socials. If we can, we'll put a tweet up if we can find some.
Scott Disick and Kourtney Kardashian and them man.
What's that?
The Kardashian. Kim K's big sister. Them man have been divorced for a time, but they're still amicable. Like they're.
Oh, sorry, I get your point now. I was gonna say like there was some tweets like people were saying that Krypton and Sasha broke up. I can't believe in love no more. Or Krypton and Sasha broke up. Oh my God, about my baby because a lot of them like you know they've got a kid.
Yeah, and
I forgot the name.
Doesn't matter.
Shout out to my cute baby anyways, but like they'll always what's it called again? They're very weird on social, like they'll be like, that's my baby, or have you checked on my baby today? Or something like that. Or they're like, where's my baby? It's like literally like as if they're her auntie or tell her aunties and hi like on social that they take it too far and
you should have seen what going when Nicki Minaj had her child. Yeah. Everybody is
I'd be pissed if Nicki got my mom from. I'd be so pissed.
Everybody is now claiming Nicki's child as their younger brother, as in as the prince of the Barbs. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, bro,
he doesn't know you.
He doesn't know any of you. He doesn't care. No. She doesn't even care.
Bro, these being like or like Cardi B being your mom. You know how pissed I'd be. But you know,
you'd be vexed.
But you know what it is? It's like I feel like they're all in that industry, so it's like
you say that though, innit? But Kim K's children seem like, first of all, they seem very intelligent.
No, but they're young though. They're not have a chance to get bullied yet. It's when they get to
no, but they won't get bullied. They'll never get bullied.
No, but the thing is that it depends because like, say if they go to like, obviously they will never go to a public school because the money's different. But let's say
it's very different.
But even saying that, if they go to that like a private like middle school or something, all it takes is for me, like if you say my kids were there, if you're this with my kids can just say, what about you and what about your mom? I've seen
it depends on it. But Kim K, I feel like is so far past that.
Nah, she's not.
Nah, she definitely is. She definitely
can't
is.
Be past it.
She definitely is.
You can't pass that.
You can because she's done so much more.
Doesn't matter.
They started an entire franchise.
Doesn't matter.
Keeping up with the Kardashians. The Kardashian is a household name.
Bro, so you think people don't remember that?
Bro, Kylie is a billionaire.
So
a
billionaire. That's Kylie though. That's the Kardashians.
I'm saying that. They got their fame.
It doesn't take away from
that.
But yeah, but
it does, man. It does, man.
How can
you couldn't chat shit to me if that was me.
You can have that mentality, but at the end of the day, well, that's you. But if
bro, I'm gonna throw a stack at your head and hope it hurts.
Bro,
that's it.
You know, bro. If I'm dissing your kid saying your mom's a J-bag, I've seen it. I've seen your mom get beat, bro. You got £1 million, but your mom got beat on TV.
Alright.
Bro, it's a disrespect.
£1 million.
Bro, it's disrespect, bro. Like,
not even £1 million, millions of pounds.
Bro, nah, I'm sorry. But imagine, you know what makes it worse? Say, obviously, they won't
be no, Kim K is a bad example, innit? But let's say these man that are like only fans people, because her money is different. But I'm saying,
but even Kim K, because Kim K is even a good example because she's a tamer version. Like, that was I don't know how many times she's done it, but like, that was a one-time thing, but it was very like notorious. And deep, like, bro, what makes it worse is that their man won't even be in a public school, even in a private school, so the money is level. So it's not, you can't be like, oh, the mom's thinking, like, my dad's like, you saying, bro, you know what I mean? Like, my dad's like,
but my dad's Kanye, I mean, that's a very good.
That's yes.
But then that's got its own issues. But yeah.
Bro, anything to get back onto love, man. Like, I thought.
Now, speaking of love, Kim and Kanye.
Yeah, true.
They just broke up. Obviously, she tried very hard.
And I'm surprised.
She-
I think she did a thing though.
I would commend her for that. That seems like because
Honestly, I would have got.
you need a very
I
strong
to get
will
me
for
very
that.
easy than I did from. Bro.
you need a very strong will for that because I don't think would you.
I don't think. No, but the thing is that's like I feel like getting married in a public eye is very different to like a private one, like a normal marriage, because I feel like you don't have like I don't think I could ever be famous because like and you're on everybody's eyes all the time. Like you're in the like you can never like they can never go to Tesco's or something like that again. Like bro, do you know how like something as little as that? Like I can go to Tesco's right now, walking like nothing.
Tesco's,
Exactly, and I just say, bro, they can't even leave the back garden or they can't even go to the back garden or something because they'll be found way outside. Like, do you know how annoying it will be at a point?
It's very mad. Them ones
And
gotta do
I
disguise to
feel
the house.
I feel like it'll affect your relationship though, because you know, like I feel like opinions can affect relationships as well. Like you know what, for example, if you're on socials and you like, you're like a family or whatever, and like they know you as the wife or husband, they could be like, oh, did you see the last video? Michael wasn't looking at her properly, or he was looking, he didn't look too interested.
Cause you seen that
they
one
did like
video?
you know, they did like a whole like a conspiracy theory for why they actually broke up. Like, don't love her no more, but they want to be friends because of
Bro, even Molly May from what's called Love Island, if you watch Love Island that season, everyone's like, she's playing a game. She does not love my man. She wants to.
I didn't think she did.
I didn't think she did, but
for that to stay that long,
but here they are.
Like,
do you know what I mean?
honestly, if it's a Love Island get your piece and dip thing, I'd just be like, yo.
But here they are. They did.
I'd be like, yo, we did.
Did they win that year? I don't think they won that. Was that Amber's year?
I didn't watch it.
I don't know.
Wait, oh yeah, Amber did win, didn't she?
Yeah. So they didn't even win.
No, she didn't.
They're still together to this day. Like, so where do you go from there?
But it's mad.
But one thing I wanted to talk on though is probably like you said, people putting into the conversation, especially if we bring it back away from marriage, because obviously we're young guys. Obviously, most of you guys watching are young guys, so marriage is quay. Do you know what I mean?
And it's close as well. You don't know what country you're talking to, bro.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But like, still, like, I feel like people are looking too heavy for love at our age. Like, I have one boy, we always have this discussion, like, do you think talking to girls or talking to boys right now is a waste of your time? Because statistically, that's probably not your soulmate. Do you know what I mean? That is probably not the person you're gonna end up.
You can't.
I
no chance.
I don't care.
Personally, I think it's a waste of time. I feel like there's a time for it. I feel like in your not child ages, but like a high school time. That's when like you should be doing it in your prime. When you get to a certain age, unless you really want to pursue it, I feel like you're wasting your time. Because I think with me, it's like if it's like something like a relationship, if I don't want to break up with you, I'm not gonna go out with you. Unless I know I want something from you.
No, it depends. Because to me, let's say
it's subjective though. Everybody's got their own.
Let's say in it, right? The way I see it, and my argument always against this is and will be that if it's good, it's good. Do you know what I mean? Have fun while it lasts. Rather than doing all this, it's never gonna last.
I feel like you should know when enough is enough though. Because don't right away and just be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. You should know when.
No, if it's not fun, don't do it. Do you know what I mean? If you're never enjoying it, don't do it.
There'll be a point where people like still trying to force it because they know what it was like back then and think it'll get to that way.
Yeah. And for me, I wouldn't really ever like chase a relationship. Like if I'm honest, I don't think I've been in a relationship for a couple of years now. Yeah. But
I think like there was a time I wanted to.
No, definitely. No,
even
definitely.
now, like
even now, I would wait
to uni maybe. But it's like
you're different. You're going.
Yeah, but it's like even then, I don't know if I really will have time for that. Like I feel like relationships, like you invest a lot.
Yeah.
And I think when you leave a relationship, you don't realize what it was. Like, as in, how much of your because bro.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. I've looked back at things and been like, why did I stop talking to that person? Do you know what I mean? But at the time, I felt like that was the right thing to do. But looking back and feeling however I feel now, I'm like that was a better time.
But let's say, for example, it's because the person's grown. They wouldn't have grown without you not leaving them.
Yeah. True say. Because there are definitely girls that I've chatted to that definitely a lot better people now than they were before.
Yeah, I'll tell you that, for example, because let's say for like a time in high school, like,
Yeah.
adolescent hormone or everything's like moving mad, so it's like, you have to wait until they reach like a mature age where it's like, they've got the thing patterned and they have that.
I'm not gonna lie, them ones be feeling like L's. I don't take L's, but them ones be feeling like L's.
Like, bro,
because
to see a girl like glow.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, you see you, Raheem, you this impatient fool, fam. You this dololo guy. If you just waited a little bit longer, look what you could have had. But whatever happens, innit?
Alright, question. Do you think you'll marry like someone from the UK, or like do you reckon you'll find a wife in the UK?
What do you mean?
UK
native or live in the UK?
Let me even change the question. Will you find they live in Manchester? Like, it's where from, by the way. I'll answer it yourself.
Based off the people I know currently in Manchester, I don't really see that as likely. Although if it happened, I would never use that as a reason to not chat to someone. Like, I wouldn't be like, oh, you're from Manchester, I wouldn't chat to you.
But that's one thing, like, you know that, because obviously we're Muslim, so there'll be like conversations where it'll be like, oh, I'm a Nigerian too, so it'll be like, oh, would you marry someone that's not Muslim, or would you marry someone that's not Nigerian, let alone African?
For me, whatever happens, and anybody who's got a problem, guess what? You're not invited. Your wedding invite lost.
For me, for sanity reasons, I'm not marrying Muslim, but I'll marry. I feel like I think I'm gonna like just leave the level of Muslim, because at least we'll have like religious values, because cultural values are very different, but they're important too. But I feel like if you have like the general basis, it will leave a standard that things should be at, and then maybe if you want to implement things from your culture, from things from her culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for me, I'd have to say, like, on the terms of dating a Muslim, I would, obviously, I feel like it would make my life so much easier.
It just would though.
It would make my life so much easier, guaranteed.
Bro,
but I don't think it'd be a deal breaker for me. I know my person would like to hear that.
For me, it's definitely a deal breaker, bro. Because, bro, deep, it's like, because I've spoken about it before, because like Muslim men are not allowed to marry like women that aren't Muslim. But the thing is, that's like, I'm bringing up my kids. Well, we're bringing up our kids. If Steph says she's Christian, we're going to church.
You know that man that always I'm half Muslim.
Yeah, I'm half Muslim.
That's not a thing, bro.
Where?
That's not a thing.
No, it's bro. Them man will be going Juma on Friday and
then church on Sunday.
And the thing is that I've seen it mess up kids because they don't have any like direction, and it'll just I really just won't have religion no more, or like it'll be so conflicting.
That's why I feel like obviously religion is a very important aspect in our lives, but that's why for me I'm checking more if your morals. Like for me, when I'm chatting to
because they're Muslim doesn't mean they're calm.
Exactly, because I've seen some people who are Muslim in name. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, but for me, it's like I'm more checking for your morals and your personality, because like one thing, like for me, you have to be smart. I have to chat to a smart girl.
I don't mind.
Because if I don't think you're smart, I will never respect you.
Nah, but smart is very subjective. Like,
no, as in like intelligent. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to be able to. I have to be able to have a stimulating conversation with you.
But I feel like you don't have to be smart. I don't know. Like, because
I'm not saying get the best grades, but you have to be.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know what I mean? You have to be
there. I guess that's more sense than intelligence.
Yeah, I can't. If I think you're stupid, it couldn't run.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a dope girl, but I don't mind someone who's like not academically as smart as me, or someone
smarter than.
Question: would you mind someone that's smarter than you?
Yes, I'd love it. I would actually love it. I love learning things from people.
You know what it is? But what's different though? Do you not think it messes with your ego or nothing?
No.
Personally, I don't think I'd mind, but I feel like if you use it against me, then that's when there's an issue. Yeah, most definitely. Like, they have something over you.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there should be like a, because we spoke about it before, I forgot what episode we talked about, the toxic masculinity one.
Yeah.
Talk about, like, for example, if the wife earned more than you, how would you feel?
Yeah. For me, that one is a bit different. For me, that one's a bit different because, obviously, this is another episode that we're obviously working on, but like, at this point in time, at least from my point of view, I mean, you can argue with me in the comments if you like, but it seems very much that like, or even traditionally, obviously things are changing now, but men's value is tied to certain things. Like, you are rated more as a man if you earn more, if you are stronger, if you are taller.
It's like I
faster.
was talking about.
Do you know what I mean?
We can understand the idea of the broke men for broke, like,
yeah.
We can probably just talk about it now. Like, I feel like double standards again. Like, I feel like there's a hell of a pressure on men to, like, we have to bring things, or we have to have things on the plate. If not, we're not good enough.
Because, bro, even we spoke about this in the toxic masculinity one, but imagine now, right? As early as 13 or however you man started going on dates, it's weird for the boy not to pay. But guess what? That kid is 13. Where is he getting money?
Exactly. And you know what it is? They don't realize the knock-on effect, because, like, for example, the kid may not be able to chat to girls because he knows he's not financially available for it. Then he will do things.
No, but girls always say things like that. Don't come to a date if you're broke.
But not even that. Like, as in,
yes,
the kid will think that, and then he's like, oh, what do I need to do? So he'll, like, do fraud, or he'll do something illegal in order to get that money. So they don't even know what type of effect, like, the knock-on effect could be.
I guess.
But, like, even to, like, get from the face value, like, you don't understand the kid's situation. That my financial situation when I was 13 is different to how I am now.
I had money for Dixies on Fridays. That's it for me.
I mean, like, I wouldn't even have bothered, bro. Like, it's
Dixies on Fridays. That's it for me. £2 as well.
And, like, or even them ones, like, I can imagine people being so young where they be saving their weekly pocket money for 2 weeks so they can take the girl out to that cinema or something. But then no sides, no like. But I reckon someone would do that.
I remember the first time I paid for a girl's cinema ticket. I was so, like, it was a shock to me, you know, because before then,
I'm happy to do it.
Before then, I didn't even realize.
But I don't mind if she doesn't get. But the things that I don't mind, but it's like I don't want to. I'm not your sugar daddy, so I'm not gonna pay for everything. Let's say, for example, I got cinema tickets, you got snacks, lit, or I got cinema, you got dinner. Let's say the relative price. Then it's come.
Do you know what it is? Would you? Let me ask you this question: if the girl paid, would you feel some type of way? Because I always hear people saying, "Oh, I feel like less of a man if she pays," or "I feel some type of way if she pays." I'm just different.
These guys are feed you. I don't anything.
I don't feel that kind of way. Like, if you offer to pay, I might be like, "No, it's cool, I got it." If I've got it, but if you ended up paying, I'm not going home thinking any less of me. Do you know what I mean?
But I think personally for me, I don't mind, but if it's like every time you go out she's paying, then there's an issue.
No, I wouldn't do that, but I wouldn't do that, like.
Let's say, for example,
let's say
it's date night this week and you're paying, or it's your date night and you're paying, then split. But if it's my date night, don't ask me to pay. Don't
even look at me when the bill comes. Just look at your wallet. Don't give me the you know them ones, the little like, I hate. That's what I hate most. I hate when they expect me to pay. Like, more time I have no problem paying, because obviously I don't like paying, but because that's the world we live in, and where it's such a norm. I've come out with the expectation that I am going to have to pay. Not that I should pay, that I have to. So when the thing comes and I don't even see you reach or offer, and I'm just seeing you look.
Yeah, like, I think courtesy, you should at least be like, let's say if I'm down to pay, and you like just be like offer it. But don't be upset if I say yeah. You can, like, do you want to go halves?
Yeah.
Don't be upset.
Oh, them ones. Because do you know what I hate?
We're looking back at you like,
do you know what I hate?
Even my car's not working.
Even when was it? We were talking with our sisters.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking to my sister. I was like, but like, really and truly, if you offer to pay and he says yes, you have to pay. Because if you weren't feeling it, don't offer. Because then you may as well have not done. In fact, it's worse if you offer to pay and then get upset. Because then you try to manipulate me, innit? Into thinking you're a nice person. If you
but deep down your side, you know?
Exactly, bro.
Energy,
but it's just like that, fam.
Do you have an age that if you want to get married, or is there like an ideal like age where it's like, by this time I seem to get married, or I seem to have kids?
House, I don't care.
House.
To be honest, do you know what I mean? As in like, I have an age where I'd like to have my own property and a house, and once I've got my own house, the rest is like, the rest fill in the blanks. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get married to an apartment. I feel like I'm into my time with it.
But then again, that's something that we've been made to. But obviously, that one's a reasonable something.
Because I feel like I wouldn't, like, for example, I could never have a kid or like a girl when it's like I'm not ready for it, like physically or financially.
Definitely not a child. Definitely not a child.
Bro, them all just be having youth like it's not fun, but it's like.
Trust me.
But it's like you don't realize how much you've been hindered from it. Like, not that I want to live my life, but I want to like do everything I need to. So by the time they come or you come, I'm ready to support.
You know what? Speaking of things like that, in a lot of like popular people, your favorite influencers, celebrity, blah blah blah. These men are like 28, not settled down, living life. Like me, for example, I listen to a lot of Brent Fires. I have no idea how old my man is, but come on, Brent. Like,
So
I get it, you're top 10, but you gotta settle down at some point.
Yeah, like bro,
like have your fun.
You know what? Like one example I'll give is like the Sidemen. Like bro, they're
like
old children.
No, they are fully grown teenage boys.
They're fully, that's what I'm saying.
They are fully grown teenage
The only
boys.
reason why I rate them is because they made a living off it.
Yeah.
But it's like there are a lot of, I think because when you see like celebrities or social like people, what's it called, influencers or whatever, like you think that's the way I should be, but at their age, like that's a more, but realistically, they're only at that age, they're only like that because that's what's entertaining. For realistic life, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they probably got, and like, it's not saying Simon have girlfriends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they know how to separate.
Josh has been with his girl for almost
10 years or something.
For longer than people watching his videos have been alive.
Exactly,
bro.
like, bro.
That's mad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like the things that they'll look at entertainers and think that's real life, but they're doing it as like they'll be playing games. They'll do like maybe like childish things or like think like.
That's one thing I do like about the Sidemen though.
Yeah,
is that like at least now in the last year at least we're kind of seeing their age a bit more. We're kind of seeing more of their personalities, their issues. Yeah,
they're about to hit 30 soon.
Like you hear about the issues. Obviously, Bazinga had mental health issues. He was Josh has panic attacks, things like that. It's like, and to me, I respect people more like that. For example, I was speaking to one of my boys, and we were talking about Harry Pinero's thing. Obviously, he has a girl, but he's does the shoe fit.
Yeah.
But that's a character, and I like that he's very character Harry. Do you know what I mean? Like HP like the Source, Harry Pinero, they're very different people. Be like
the thing that I find it weird when people say that, because it's like, if that's the issue, what about that actor that he beaten for a movie?
Simply, would you let your girl?
No,
simply put, no.
No.
On the TV, we already know how Muheez feels about that, bro.
Hell no.
No way.
No. But it's like, that's what I'm saying. So even if we're going back to like someone like Harry Pinero, that like, bro, Harry Pinero is not Harry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Harry Pinero is a household name now.
And I like the off
He's
switch.
a character. He's a character.
I like
it's like KSI and Olajido Tunji is very different people. Like he's like him. You know what I mean? Like they're like Quavo is not. He's got some bad. like it's like Maximilian or something. Yeah. But like
what's them Cardi B, Bella Kalis?
Her name?
Bell Kalis or something like that. Yeah, that's what. And the Cardi's a drink, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's why her younger sister's name is what, Henny or something. For Hennessy or something. That's not their real names.
Oh, I was about to say. Nah, it's still Feeny though. Feeny vibes.
That's not their real. Bell Kalis is a real name, but she added the Cardi.
Where's Bell Kalis from?
I don't ask.
Anywho, but yeah, like these people are entertainers, and you think that like you can just like do what they do and think it's lit, but it ain't really like that. Like real life is not like that. Like because you see them at screen, but when they go behind the screen, they're not doing that. Like you're talking about, like I know Kim Kardashian. That obviously they don't keep it with the Kardashians, but despite you may see it in the show, it's still real life to an extent. And not even that, like they'll still add a bit of showbiz. Like if there's an opportunity where I can beef you, I'm gonna do it because it's gonna be better for the show.
Yeah.
But when the cameras are off,
I'm gonna come give you a hug.
Look at a kid.
Do you know what I mean?
Like you'd expect the kids to be weird. Do you know what I mean?
But they're so smart. They're so
They're normal.
They're so intelligent. Do you know what I mean?
Like they're just normal kids with like.
Did you see you flipping one of, I don't know their names, but I think probably North, because that's the only one I know.
What actually the picture?
Yeah, her painting or something.
Yeah, that was it.
And it was,
so
that's better than I can do. Yeah, that's what made me think.
People hate it.
You're meant to be.
Nah, the memes were funny though.
I didn't see it.
The memes were funny. Like they put like a picture, like a like a, it's like a picture of North and the picture of it. So they'll just like put like a picture of like maybe a dog or like just something random. Like, they're like, oh, she drew that, but it's like it's a real life picture. Like this.
Yeah. But do you know? Speaking of, you mentioned screen before. Just to like tie it back into obviously love and our age thing. It's like, how do you feel about talking stages and over social media and things like that?
Personally, I think they're great because, like, for example, in our religion, dating is not exactly like allowed. But I feel like they're very important, especially in our generation, because I feel like you can't just marry someone over a dad's permission anymore. Like, whether what you do is sexual or not, like I don't think you need to do that in order to talk. Like, there are other things you can do before you reach a level of intimacy. But if that's what you want to do, then so be it. You know, what you're doing
It's to their own.
Exactly. But I feel like dating and toxicity are extremely important because you've got to realize it's like an employer, fam. You can't just hire anybody. You got to know who you're employing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's so many things we need to learn. That a talking stage could last for like, let's say, a week. But how much of a week's worth of a person? But you've been living for how many years?
Trust me.
Do you know what I mean?
And if in that week, I've decided you're not the one, guess what? Good for me. I'm off to the next. Do you know what I mean? Like, because especially in this world, right? Especially we're talking about, can you find love in Manchester? Deep it. Can you find love? Can you find love in Manchester, fam? I would love to do flipping not Moses London thing because his is a bit wild, but like kind of like a does the shoe fit. I'd love to do one of those Manchester girls only.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I feel like with something like does the shoe fit, I feel like a lot of man them cap in terms of like.
No, you'd have to be genuine on my show.
No, but not even that. I feel like a lot of man them can't hack it. I know I can't hack it.
You can't hack does the shoe fit?
I think you can, but he's like really he's really like I'm shy, but like I don't know. I'm shy compared to you. Like he's really confident. Like, bro, when H2S came, bro, this nigga was rapping for him, bro. Like, yo, bro, I was like, what are you doing?
Yo,
I was like, what are you doing? Like, I was like,
that's just me, innit?
But that's what I'm saying. We would just do it. But I feel like a lot of man them will come and be like, yo, if I was on shoot, the shoe don't do the shoe fit. I'd be like, no, babe, I'm gonna be.
But
like,
even me, like, I would never be doing a Harry Pinero thing.
Harry Pinero thing is too.
Because do you know what though?
But because that's TV.
Because he knows whether we have the best day ever, I'm still going home to Mirror May. Do you know what I mean? So
and even if you were like still forward, there's a forwardness in real life that's different to the forwarding thing because people just think you're a creep.
Yeah.
Unless you're a J-Bag.
That's one thing scary. The thing is a very scary line between flirting and being a creep. And the genuine difference is it doesn't really matter what you say or how you really say it. It depends if the energy is reciprocated.
Yeah. Like if you like for example, if I've said something like a bit maybe quite intimate or something like just a sensitive topic and I can see in her facial reaction she's like, yeah, I don't know. Really? Like, that's why you stop straight away. Or you like, sorry, I was just joking, like, and then just tame it down.
As much as a smooth talker as I am and as confident as I am talking to people, girls like that, I do so much better in person than over the phone because I like to read people's facial expressions.
Yeah, to know if they're liking that.
I like to hear you laugh at my joke. I like to see you smile, things like that. But if you're just typing, like, because you know how many times I type lol, I put lol like I use a full stop.
The word lol, you know.
I use lol for everything, and I never laugh.
I think lol is so rude. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I prefer laughing emojis if I'm trying to like show that I'm laughing at it.
But I
it's also
laugh
to me. I'm taking the insult. Like for example, I've told you something funny and then you go
lol.
LOL. Like,
no,
it's like lol.
No, but even for me, laughing emoji is the only time I'm
laughing
really
emoji
laughing.
Is like
they will hear a voice.
Oh yeah. Top tier is when it's a voice note.
Yeah.
A couple, like if there's quite a lot of depends. Like there's an extent where they're taking the piss with the laughing emojis or where it's like but
no more than 3. Come on, be respectful.
Calm down. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I hear that. Just saying, bro. I'm just saying, like, I feel with the love thing, I feel like people should just let it happen and not force it.
Yeah.
And because the thing is that you may think that person's the one for you, but I guess that with time you realize that person ain't even shit or like he's not.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
It's just I don't know. I think it's all about patience, man. Something genuine, man. Just gotta have patience, man. Like,
stuff.
and like things will just come. Like you may think, oh, it's been a while. Like even for people that are older, like it may be a while. Like they may be in their 20s or something, or in their late 20s, and they've not found someone. Or like they may be like in their 30s or 40s. Man, 40-year-old virgin from bro. Don't tell me that's a real life thing as well, bro. Don't tell me that. Man, them there. Like it's all about the timing.
But you know what though? I was thinking of wrapping up, but I just thought of this now, and it was like, if we look at Manchester as a whole, like, because the person specifically said Manchester, yeah. Are you okay with one of your boys talking to your talking stages?
I can't lie, I don't think so. No.
I think I'm okay with it because
it's like I watched one mad Instagram clip. It was like some girl on a podcast. It was a girl with J Bag. I don't even wish good for her. I don't wish good for her, but she like she's a dangerous feat. Like she was like she was with her boyfriend, and she was like, I used to love it when the boys when his friends used to come. And there were like 3 or 4 of them that I really fancied. And imagine she said she was so happy when she broke up with them. All they moved to at the end when they broke up.
No, see,
it's not like I don't.
No, but that's her. Depends for me. Yeah.
But she enjoyed it though.
For me, yeah, because talking stages, not that I've had loads in it, but if we're looking specifically Manchester alone, with the amount of friends I have, not that I'm a bait man, no, I only have a few. My circle is very small in it, but obviously, like, Manchester's a small place if you really deep it. If you really deep,
it's big and small at the same time.
I feel everybody knows everybody in this place. Everybody knows everybody in this place.
Yes and no.
Or even if I don't, exactly, but deep it, yeah.
You'll know someone that knows that person.
How many girls have I chatted to, yeah? So all of those girls are now off limit to you. But then all of your boys as well have chatted to this X many girls. Like, come on, the circle's gonna get very small very quickly.
I would say it's like a I don't know. I feel like it's just like a
talking stages. I'm not saying you're a girl.
What's talking stages though? Like,
as in, depends how many times. If nothing happened when we linked, go be it. So
no, it's like, you know, let's say for example, let's say something happened, or let's say they were talking for a while. Because people can be in a relationship and not talk. I mean, can be in a talking stage for a year and not get together.
No,
but you know there's like
no, that's not a talking stage. You're both idiots. That's what it is.
Yeah, but let's say for like what do you call it? How do I explain it? What's the word? Like there'll be that tension there. Like for example, at the wedding. Like, you know, some movie thing.
Which wedding?
No, if you're at your wedding.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to drop me in trouble.
Yeah. And then the boy will be like, I still love you or something like that. But you know, but the thing is that, bro, you've been thinking in your head, nah, it's cool with it. He said that it's calm, you can move to her, but then he's gonna be like that. And imagine in her head, she's been contemplating, maybe, like it playing her mind, maybe she knew she liked you, but you know, sometimes that the thought can overwhelm you. And then wedding day, and she's like, I can't do this no more. We don't feel like a dickhead. And I think that, bro, there are a lot of girls in this world, bro. That's what I'm saying. There are a lot of girls in this world. Like, not just, like, I don't know, I feel like when it's different.
No, but I'm talking in Manchester
but
specifically.
Like, bro, we're still young, I still feel like...
Manchester specifically.
I want to be Manchester similar, bro.
Because if you can't talk to somebody in your friend who's at a talking stage.
No, but like, things that's like, let's say for like, something like, to get married later on, or to like be in a long relationship. Like, we're still young now, so like, it's juvenile.
Yeah. Like, don't tell me because you spoke to somebody when you were 14 that I can't chat to them when I'm 19.
But if you're similar ages where it's like an age of importance, or where something like marriage or like something like that would be important.
Yeah.
So like, if you're talking like, if it's like an age of like importance, that's when you know, like, nah, like this is weird. Because at that age, it's like you're it's like it's more not diluted. Like you filtered off all the like side things or like the girls you were just trying to on the side. Now it's like the real one or the real ones. So you know this one, like I could pursue something with her, or with her I could pursue something. But it's like, I think you just gotta take your time with it, really.
Yeah. For me, it depends though, because for me, first of all, if you're my boy, you have to ask me. I don't care.
But why ask?
No, you have to ask me because there are certain talking stages that there are certain talking stages that for me failed not because of a lack of compatibility, but because of circumstance. So in my head, if the circumstances were to be correct, that person would still be at least an option. Do you know what I mean? For me, when the only girl, I will never deny my guy a girl just out of pride. If you are no longer an option to me,
but I still feel like I don't think it's snaky, but I feel like it's a bit like scheming in a sense of like you knew that was his girl, you still pursued it. You knew what they had. Let's say if you had something a bit deeper.
No, if it's deep, you can't go there.
No, but not like but deep is subjective. But everything's subjective, bro.
Yeah, that's why you have to ask, because you don't know what it means to that other
bro,
person.
you can say yeah and be like, but he won't actually do it, bro.
No.
If he does it,
that's
like,
if that's you, yeah, boy or girl. If your friend asks you, can I chat to so and so, and they come to you to ask for your permission. First of all, that's a sign of their friendship with you, their respect to you, yeah. And you lie to them and tell them it's okay, and then try and get vexed. You're the waste man, not them.
But I still feel like there's like a sense of like just like back off in a sense. Like not like I feel like it should be like a no-go zone though, to an extent.
No, anybody I've called my girl is a no-go zone. Well, other than that,
chatted, I guess. Yeah, I think chat you can get.
Because I don't get attached. If I'm attached, you're my girl.
Yeah.
But if you're just a talking stage, if it was to end tomorrow, it's not that deep. Like, I feel so to wrap things up after all of that, I'd definitely say Manchester is definitely a hard place to chat to people. Is because everybody knows everybody. But you know, if you want to find love in Manchester,
I feel like, for example.
But you know somebody that knows.
But things like I feel like you choose if you want to know people. Like if you want to be a known person, or you want to be like if you want to know people, like you can just go out and like because like for example, when I was in college, when I was in high school, I literally like I may have seen people on Snap, but to say I know your name or something, nah. But
I guess.
But like in college, like the college, there are like people that I know now that I didn't even know existed. But vice versa. But there are people that in my college that I've still not seen yet, like you know. You don't know them yet. You know what I mean?
There's people.
That's just my college.
I always get really embarrassed about this because my school's really small. But I walk into the common room and I feel like that's one thing or problem. And obviously, I'm gonna blame COVID and just choose to believe that I'm not a waste man. There are genuine people in my school, in my year group here, and there's literally like 80 of us or so, and I don't know everybody's name. But now it's too late. I feel like I'm a bad guy if I come and ask you
what your name is. But I feel like it's like high school as well. Like, let's say there were like 800 people in your year. Like it was like eventually you learned the names over the years. It wasn't like in year 7 you knew everybody's name.
My school was small.
And they did like this is your first year and you're going to the second year, so you may not necessarily, especially you don't have to speak to them.
Yeah.
I hear that, man.
But yeah, so to wrap up, I'm definitely gonna say
be patient, innit?
Be patient. Love exists. Don't look for it. It looks for you. And yeah, you find it when you find it. Thank you guys for listening. He's been that guy. I've been this guy. We've been them guys.
Let's see.